for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Patrick Johnson Show. It's nice to have you with us here on this Wednesday afternoon. The great P-Man here with you, the one and only Philip the Ref Pilkington in the house today at our Radio Ranch World headquarters. Who is the intern today, Pilk, for the live show?
We do not have an intern today.
We're internless today? Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
Do it live!
That's right.
Do it live!
That's right.
Do it live!
We are doing it live today. So thanks for being with us here. All right, let me say something here right off the jump. We got a lot to get to here today. We have a great top 5 at 5 for you in just a few minutes. A lot of ECU news. And I have just some house cleaning items to roll out here because we've got quite the guest lineup, including today. No, Pilk, put yourself up because this includes you. I have not told Pilk this news. And this is something I told him I was going to tell him before he went on the air, but I said I'm going to save it for the show. And it's not really news. It's just something I felt like I needed to tell everybody. And it was something based on conversations I heard from some other people. And I wanted to make this proclamation here today, Pilk, that you did a fantastic job on the PA of the softball game last night. Pilk did the PA at the UNC at ECU softball game. And Courtney Layton, who worked with me, said, who's doing the PA? Courtney's a little ditzy. But because we
had already said the conversation.
Who's doing the PA? And I said, Pilk. And she's like, oh, my God, he's bringing the energy. You brought the energy, Pilk. You were shot. They need to get you to do more of that. At softball and baseball, I might add. You were awesome.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Actually, I was getting some text. I don't know who the PA guy was for baseball last night. I think it was a new guy, but I was getting text very much complimenting the PA guy at baseball as well. Hank and Henry were all up in arms saying that guy was doing a phenomenal job. So maybe that guy can.
Excuse me. There was a kid a couple weeks ago or last weekend who sounded like, or the last home weekend against Charlotte, he sounded like $1 million, and he was a kid.
That's who this guy was. Yeah, he was a young guy.
I told Katie with marketing, I said, got to get that guy in here to do this more. It just sounded big time. But you did a wonderful job in that setting last night, Pilk. Don't be modest here, Pilk.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I try and
put the shine on this other kid who we don't even know his name. You did a fantastic job last night. Now, we'll talk about the tough night on the Diamond. We've got Travis. What is Travis's last name? We got Tebow.
Hancock.
Travis Hancock. God knows. Travis Hancock from the radio station out in Charlotte.
WFNZ.
He's involved. WFNZ. Thank you, Pilk. He is involved with, I think, the Charlotte Hornets pregame and halftime and postgame. I believe he is. And the Hornets won last night in a game. If you were watching it on Prime Video, you saw it until a certain point, and then apparently the feed went out. More on that in a minute. So our old friend Travis Hancock from WFNZ, T-Bone, will be on the program to talk about that with us here live. We'll also talk some other things with him as it pertains to the Panthers. You know, he's a big Duke fan as well. So we'll see if he's gotten over things from a couple of weeks ago. Tomorrow on the show, live and in living color.
Do it live!
Mark Maniscalco, the North Carolina Broadcaster of the Year and the play-by-play voice of your and my Carolina Hurricanes, as they are the top seed in the East. They'll take on Ottawa in the first round of the play. You didn't know I knew that, did you? They'll take on Ottawa.
No, I think you're good about checking that kind of stuff. I had faith.
If you want things done right, you do it yourself. So we're going to get the ECU cheerleaders in studio, it looks like Friday. And then that's also the same day of the retirement ceremony they're doing or program they're doing at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium for big guy Matt Maloney. I have been asked to MC that MC Johnson. I will be emceeing that event, so thanks to Ryan Robinson for that. I'm very much excited about that. That is from 4 to 6 on Friday at Dowdy Ficklen. There are hundreds going to that, by the way. Hundreds.
I'm sure.
You ought to go, Pilk. You ought to go.
I didn't get invited. Is that an invite-only thing? Or
Just show up. It'll be fine. I'll say I'll put you on my guest list. Monday.
Do it live.
In the studio.
Do it live.
The head pirate, Blake Harrell,
Do it live.
will be with us following the wrap-up of spring ball and the purple and gold game. So Blake Harrell in the studio on Monday, live. And then, I don't know if this is confirmed yet, but we'll have a shortened show next Tuesday. On threes, Jonathan Wagner. Wags will be on the show. One way or the other, Wags will be on the show that day. Can you get that done at least before you?
Yeah, before I go to town, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. A couple other quick things. Our friend Bethany Bradsher's got a book signing coming up this weekend. Bethany will be signing on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the tailgate lot outside the Town Bank Tower entrance. I assume this is for this is part of the Pigskin Pig Out weekend, so I assume this is outside the football stadium. The Never Take This for Granted book that she wrote about ECU baseball, and then Coaching Third, the Keith LeClaire story. And our friend Dickie Carrata will be outside of Dowdy Ficklen Stadium before the spring game. He has signed up for the Palooza to promote his book, I Am a Pirate. He'll be at the Palooza from 11 a.m. to 1 on Saturday at the Burt Family Lot located outside Town Bank Tower at the stadium. So Dickie Carrata's book, I Am a Pirate, and a couple of Bethany Bradsher books. Both will be signing. So bring some cash, get those books, and there you go. We'll mention that again throughout. So is that I think that's all the stuff we needed to talk about with house cleaning. Is that correct?
Yep. That's everything we talked about pre-show.
Okay. Let's do the top 5 at 5 because we're going to get to Travis Hancock here in a few minutes.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
Ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
Number one, tough night on the diamond for East Carolina. It was baseball, a 10-3 loss to the Wolfpack, and softball fell 7-3 to the Tar Heels. After the game, Coach Godwin talked about what went wrong.
Outplayed in all three phases. Tip your cap to NC State. They came in here. It wasn't really even the game. So I apologize to the fans. We'll be better, but tonight was very uninspiring.
The Wolfpack A for softball.
All right, so they won. I got lit up by no less than 4 Wolfpack people.
I'm sure you did.
I got lit up by the Wolfpack people last night. And I didn't even watch the damn thing because I was working. I was doing softball. But, dude, Grant Patrick, Vic, my buddy Morgan, the Reverend Benny May, I got lit up last night by a bunch of NC
Because you play that dopey song every time you talk about the Wolfpack, and now you do it to yourself, PJ. Don't complain.
So, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm more qualified to talk about the softball game because that is the game I called last night. And that is a tough loss to an in-state opponent. What made the game especially frustrating was that East Carolina in softball had a 1-0 lead and actually had cut it down to a 1-run game at one point, but just couldn't get over the hump. And then Kendall Frost, a little bit of a modern-day Benedict Arnold, who was a freshman pitcher last year for East Carolina and then transferred to UNC, closed out the game working the last at least 2 innings, maybe 2+. But she worked in the last 2 innings for sure. So that's a tough loss for softball. It's been a rough year. Injuries have, and a key injury has really taken things down in softball. And injuries have hurt ECU. There are at least there might not be quite a dozen guys, but there's close to a dozen guys hurt between position guys and pitchers. Either they've been out all year or they're injured now. And I think without Lenahan in the lineup, this is a this is a challenge. Now, what I was told, and Pilk, you saw the last couple of innings in person, but in talking to people I trust who saw the game yesterday, and I was talking to them last night, they were very outspoken about the fact that ECU just made too many mistakes, a lot of self-inflicted kind of mistakes, and that this ECU team, at least here recently, maybe is not, the teams that Coach Godwin has had are always very good at doing little things.
Yeah.
And it just seems like this season at times they don't do little things very, very well with as much attention to detail. I know it's being instructed. I know it's the philosophy, but it's the execution thereof. Pilk, you saw the last couple of innings, so you saw the Davin Whitaker home run. What was the vibe in the stadium when you went over there after you slated on PA?
So you remember in Exodus when Pharaoh finally let the people go, and that's why the book is called Exodus? As I'm walking in midway through the seventh inning,
you were cutting.
I thought Moses would have been leading the people out of the stadium.
Right.
I knew it wasn't over because I just checked the score, but it looked. I was like, oh my goodness! Like I'm going against traffic here. Yeah. So by that point, it was what it was. Look, I can go off what I've heard. I can maybe name drop a little more because some of them did it on public airways on this station. James Gilio said that he felt like just the passion to play Carolina State has not been there the last couple of years. We're 0-4 at home against them, those two teams, the last 2 years. And he felt like the whole game, just from the beginning, just kind of felt like they were out there going through the motions. Yeah, and when I got in the stands and got to my friends, they just said, man, this has just been like, I don't know. They just kind of look dumbfounded. And, you listen to Cliff's press conference. I don't know if you guys have seen the whole YouTube video up on our YouTube page, but it's just like he wasn't mad. He wasn't.
He seemed a little beside himself.
Yeah, it was more, he was beside himself, but it seemed more of an effort thing and more of a we weren't ready to be here kind of thing. Yeah.
I know you don't like to throw this in, but it is an important thing in the ECU lore. But the announcement that the Georgia Southern game for 2027 has been moved. It will be played on 9/11. So this clearly, what is it? Was it moved up 2 weeks?
Up 2 weeks. It's supposed to be 9/25, yeah.
So this clearly has paved the way for whatever announcement is forthcoming, one would presume. That will be a regional, possibly home-and-home football date that will be played first on the 2027 slate. And then is it 28 or 29 where there's an opening after that?
I think it's 29. And I think our opening days align with Coastal's opening days both of those years. So, I mean, I don't know, but that's
at this point, is it the sexy regional names of State and Carolina? No. But I think there's value in these regional games now. And App and Coastal and, dare we say JMU, dare we say Old Dominion? Old Dominion's on the docket. I don't even hate the Georgia State, Georgia Southern deals.
I don't either.
Not that they have Georgia Southern, but I mean Georgia State. I think all of that. Would be fine. I think
as long as we don't get a pick six on the first play and then proceed to get our rear ends handed to us.
You got to be creative with these things now. And John Gilbert will be in his. John Gilbert, by the way, a little cross promotion here. Hoping Igo will return the favor. John Gilbert will be with Stephen Igo in the studio on Monday at noon on Hoist the Colors Radio. Is Igo going to give us a little promotion on his widely viewed product?
I'll make sure he does.
I have to twist his arm, I think.
Number 2.
All right.
Number 2, we'll get into this more in our next segment with T-Bone, but it was the Hornets last night, 126, 125, I believe. 127, 126, excuse me.
127, 126.
Over the Miami Heat in overtime. Game wouldn't have went to overtime if it wasn't from a fadeaway three from Kobe White with 9 seconds to play. LaMelo Ball hits the game winner, and Miles Bridges got the block at the end of the game to seal the deal.
I got a LaMelo Ball cut. Do you want to hear it?
Let's do it.
He had 30 and led the way.
Crowd was amazing. I mean, everybody came out today. It was real loud, so it was a beautiful crowd.
Beautiful crowd. I love it. You might clip that for the few. Beautiful crowd. So the Hornets advanced to play whom, Pilk? Tell us.
The loser of the Magic and the 76ers, who will play tonight.
And Philly banged up again with what's-his-name out hurt?
Yeah, Embiid. He's supposed to be back.
Isn't it like a freak injury with Embiid, too?
I've paid the littlest attention to NBA this year than I ever have.
Okay. We need to get our ducks in a row here because we might have another bandwagon to hop on.
I know. Hey, get Gruber on. He pays attention to the NBA.
What? Really? What happened? That's a little bit of an upset. What? Billy Gruber seems like a NASCAR guy.
He's not. That's the funny thing, man, because he's so like country.
He'd be a NASCAR guy.
He's baseball and basketball.
Well, good for him. What happened at the end of this Prime Video telecast last night?
With 48 seconds left in overtime, Charlotte calls timeout. They're coming out of the huddle to inbound the ball, and all of a sudden, boom, technical difficulties. And then it finally refreshes and catches up. Well, Charlotte has somehow made a 2-point basket, and now Miami has called a timeout, and they're in the next timeout, and like 22 seconds or something like that went off the clock.
Right.
So almost 50% of the time remaining in the game was missed. That's what happens, Adam Silver, when you put a freaking playoff game on a streaming service. Put it on cable television.
Behind a paywall.
3.
Number 3. We've just not talked about this. So we're going to talk about it. A lot of $1 million deals being handed out over the last couple of weeks in the WNBA, including a $5 million super max contract today signed by Asia Wilson, which will be a 3-year deal to keep her a Las Vegas ace for the next 3 seasons. PJ, every woman who is signing a $1 million+ deal, what do they owe Caitlin Clark for this?
Everything. Because she is the face of the franchise or of the league that has brought eyeballs to the product, that has brought increased interest to the product. And it's not the girl who can't shoot that gets rebounds who was just traded to Atlanta.
Me bounder, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, the me bounder. It's not Asia Wilson, who's a great player. It is not Plum, another good player. It's not the New York team, which has been outstanding the last few years. It's not even Paige Beckers. It's all Caitlin Clark. So everybody at the very minute, I don't know if Caitlin Clark plays golf, but they ought to have, when the Fever come to their town, they ought to set her up with a round and all the perks at the local golf course there.
I've seen pictures of her swinging a club. I don't know if it's just kind of a fun deal, but she at least.
And if that's not the case, then they need to take her to the best restaurant.
Yeah.
And
let her order the finest wine or finest tequila or whatever it is she likes.
Whatever she wants. Now, we would not have said that if we were talking about male athletes. You see what I did there?
That was good. That was good.
The idiot that runs the league.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There were golfers who didn't like Tiger, but everybody was smart enough to realize the rising waters, the rising tide elevates all boats. And there are a lot of guys who have made a really handsome living for the last 30 years in golf because they were born at the right time.
Oh, 100%. And they understood
what
Tiger did.
They're not necessarily big winners. And they're not, I'm talking about guys who have just made cuts, which, that's a skill set.
Yeah.
And they've been able to put a lot of money away in the pension and have a good retirement. A lot of guys that do that. And so the WNBA needs to get on board and realize that with Caitlin Clark instead of trying to injure her on every play.
4.
Number 4, we're going to make this a more big picture discussion. This doesn't really affect our fan base, but the Columbus Blue Jackets were in second place in the Metropolitan for most of the year, right behind the Carolina Hurricanes. They absolutely imploded the last couple weeks, or last about month of the season, and their head coach, Rick Bowness, had this to say after the loss. This was not last night's loss, or they won last night, but it was after Sunday night's loss.
All you got to do is look at the stat sheet. 3 hits, 23 giveaways. I don't know if I'm back, But if I'm back, I'm changing this culture. These guys, they don't care. Losing is not important enough to them. It doesn't bother them. Like, how can you go out and play like that? Should have done this about a month ago. But this is why we are where we are. This is why we're out of the playoffs. That kind of effort. Losing, you have to hate losing. I don't care if it's a meaningless game. I don't care. Show up and compete. 3 hits, 23 giveaways. What else you want to know?
So I talk to a lot of college coaches this time of year from a lot of different programs in the American and several that are outside of the American. And inevitably the conversation comes to culture, competing, desire to win, wanting to win, hating to lose. Just this week, had a conversation with the coach for an upcoming broadcast prior to the broadcast about just that. And that's a problem now with the modern athlete. You know, that's also the thing. That's the challenge of the pro game, and I think even an increasing challenge in the college game when people get paid.
Yeah. And
get life-changing money. Is the burning desire still there? And, you know, there are people, the most competitive person that I ever grew up around was my sister. Hated to lose. Losing was not an option and drove her crazy. In fact, I think she hated losing so much when she coached college basketball. That's one reason she got out of that sport and ended up coaching college lacrosse for a little while. Because, I mean, she just hated losing, you know, and hated losing that much. And the players even then, and this is more than a decade ago, you know, it wasn't. The modern athlete is a unique breed.
It's supposed to be competition. You know, if you get paid to do it because you're providing enough service that there's income, great. But it's about competing, and the greats hate to lose more than they love to win. Patrick, I remember, and I'll make this quick because we're short on time. We one time had 2 football games in a week. We got rained out on a Friday, played Monday, and then turned around and played Friday. Lost both games. There's only 2 games we lost all year, but we lost them both in the same week. There were kids in the locker room crying and contemplating quitting football in the heat of the moment because the pain of losing hurt so much they would rather quit and not play anymore than lose. Obviously, they showed up to practice Monday. We went on with our lives. But in the heat of the moment, that's how much we hated to lose. We lost the 4th game of the season. It was our first conference game. It is what it is. We still made the state semifinals. It had nothing to real impact on the entirety of the season.
A lot of season in front
and we cried the whole way home. We're 18-year-old grown men who could vote and buy Tylenol and buy a gun and do whatever else you're allowed to do at 18, buy fireworks. But we're crying about losing week 4. I mean, that's how it used to be.
5.
All righty.
More, it seems like.
Number 5, more lighthearted moment. Some 18-year-olds... 18-year-old Mira Andreeva does not have a driver's license. She is currently playing in the Porsche Open.
That's another thing in this modern era.
It is, but when you're a pro tennis player and you're traveling the world, I kind of get it. So the Porsche Open is going on. Historically, the player who wins gets to drive. They have the winning trophy, the Porsche, up above the court, and they drive it down. 2 years ago, Elena Rybakina won, did not have a driver's license, so had to be chauffeured down. Mira Andreeva, who also doesn't have a license, says if she wins Sunday, she might take a different approach.
Mira, you're only 18 years old. Do you have a driver's license?
If I manage to get to the end of the tournament and win, I'm gonna take this car and I'm gonna go down on the court. I don't care if I have a driver's license, if I don't have a driver's license. If I have a chance to sit in one of these cars and drive it on the court, I'm gonna do it. I don't care how.
I love it. I love it.
Drive the
Good
car.
for you, Mira.
Drive the Porsche. I bet she'll get a license if she wins the Porsche.
She might have to. Of course, I don't know if he even allows his people to have any. She's Russian, so who knows if she's even allowed to drive.
Well, that's a good point. Let me tell you what if I were a big-time person, athlete, or just well-off, well-heeled person, I would pay a driver.
Tiger Woods needs to pay a driver.
Yes. I would do it the opposite, the antithesis of what Tiger does. All right, stay tuned, because when we come back, our old friend Travis Hancock from WFNG, T-Bone, we'll talk the Hornets playoff win last night, or play-in tournament win, and we will talk maybe some Panthers draft with him and more. Stay tuned.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
We're back to the show.
I missed you. We all missed you. Did you miss him?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, let's go out telephonically to Charlotte, where our friend Travis Hancock, T-Bone of the Mac and Bone Show on WFNZ, joins us here. We got a quick window with him as the first segment ran long, but we appreciate Travis being on with us. Good to talk to you again, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, man. A lot going on here. Hope you're doing well as well. I'm sorry my voice is a little shaky. I was hosting the Hornets pregame show at the Spectrum Center last night, and they put a live DJ next to me who was spinning his beats while I was breaking down horn sets. So I never had to compete with like DJ Pauly D before, so I had to talk over this guy, and then he was trying to compete with me, and we were battling, and it's a rough lifestyle, as you can imagine.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the greatest tweets I just read a few minutes ago from Travis, who's a hoot and a holler, at T-Bone, WFNZ on X. My trip home on 77 today was longer than the Artemis mission. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That is funny.
Yeah, that was it was one of those trips home today where there was no moving with the traffic, and there were so many trucks around me that I couldn't see the outside world of what was going on. So I felt like the end, like the walls were just caving in around me. So that's what was going on today.
I get claustrophobic with semis around.
Yeah.
If I'm in the triangle.
And I had one on the left, one on the right. I had the oversized load guy with hauling something in front of me. So, it was, my anxiety was through the roof today, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. Is the buzz back in Charlotte? Is the buzz back?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. It's what people have been clamoring for a long time. I've been here 21 years, and you see a little bit here and there of moments where the buzz is there, but the Hive was definitely live last night. That's probably the most it's felt since the early 90s, the LJ years, since those years. And it's not just the fans that are watching every game. It's now people that don't care about basketball are invested. People are texting and calling that you had no idea cared about the Hornets, and that's always a sign that it's picked up steam to the outside world of the normal fandom, and you're certainly seeing that last night, both in arena and just overall hype of what's going on. So yeah, I think not just the moment last night, and what may happen on Friday, but what I think people have bought into, Patrick, is it doesn't feel like it's just a one-off. This isn't the Florida Marlins buying a team for the now and they sell it off. This team is well constructed in terms of winning consistently for a while now, we assume. So that's part of it. It's not just the immediate; it's the long term that I think has people really excited right now.
Co-host of Mac and Bone in the Morning on WFNZ in Charlotte. T-Bone on the line with us here on the Patrick Johnson Show. So it strikes me that the Friday game, in a lot of ways, Orlando is in the vein of Charlotte. Seems like they're on the come-uppance a little bit. I'm talking more big picture, where it seems like Philly is maybe on the descent, perhaps. Is that a pretty accurate read?
Yeah, although with Tyrese Maxey, he's an electrifying player, so he gives them a chance no matter what. If there's a team I'd rather play, I didn't want anything to do with Philly when Embiid was in there, because I didn't want the game to be dictated by the referees having to decide if he's really being fouled or not and manipulating the game. So I just didn't really want to play. Also, Paul George is playing out of his mind, too, at an advanced age. So I just didn't really want to play Philly with Embiid, and I still kind of feel that way. I respect Maxey so much. He's so hard to stop. I don't really want to see him. Orlando, Franz Wagner is a problem for the Hornets, and they have not seen him much this year because he had sprained ankle for 3 months. But Orlando seems like they're in a little bit of disarray. The internal word is Banchero, who didn't have his best year. He could be feuding with Mosley. I don't know. You know Orlando well. I think I'd rather take my shot at Orlando rather than going to Philly, going up there, even without Embiid. I think Orlando seems like the more they're both gettable. I just feel more comfortable with the Magic right now than the 76ers.
Ball was great last night. There was the block at the end, but the season that Con Knippel has had has been, kind of stuff of a fun legend in a lot of ways. When Knippel was drafted, it seemed like there was a little bit of maybe some eyebrow raising. But he has panned out beautifully this year. What do you think the upside is with Con Knippel? Because it never really seemed like to me he hit a rookie wall this year.
No, he hasn't until lately. The last 10 games or so, he has not really shot it nearly as well. He's kind of fallen off here. There could be a back injury that's lingering. He's going to a heating pad when he goes to the bench. So I think the back is something going on there. He's missing shots he doesn't normally miss. Look, it's the complete game that we saw that we didn't know was there. He can defend at a pretty reasonable level for what he's asked to do. He can make more off the dribble. He can pass it. We know the shots would be there, but we didn't know that. And there's also just his overall mindset. It's not easy for a 21-year-old kid to really change the mindset and culture of a downtrodden franchise, but he's really instilled something in here and really driven guys like Melo, I believe, and the franchise to be better. And there's a lot to be said for that. A little concerned about the current shooting was not in there towards the end of last night because they're just not falling. You keep waiting for him to bust out. But, yeah, the whole season from start till recently has been phenomenal. And as far as the ceiling goes, I mean, one of the best shooters ever. We'll see, how many records he can break along the way. But the way he works, the way he cares about the game, I'd be very surprised if he's not one of the best ever at shooting the basketball for a career. That's how good he is.
Well, and there was something a little wholesome about like the team taking the bus to his parents' house to eat early in the season.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Oh,
it's a little old schooly NBA. The Hornets are back. Knipple. I mean, that was kind of what the franchise was built on originally. Was kind of that collegiate.
No, it's
feel.
A good point. Yeah. And I'm excited as a Duke fan. We have like 12 more Knipples in the pipeline. Like this is only the there's Cager Knipple. He's next, and then there's Cash Knipple. There's Kid Knipple. Oh, this is going to be. There are decades of Knipples waiting to happen here. Oh yeah. It's kind of like
the Plumleys and the Balls in a lot of ways.
Yeah, there's actually more. I didn't think we have more than the Plumleys, but this is going to be going on for a while here. Knipple, the Knipple family pipeline.
The great Travis Hancock, T-Bone with us here from WFNZ in Charlotte. You brought up Duke. Have you gotten over the way that the season ended?
No. I'm not over the way it ended against Houston. Like, I'm still dealing with what happened because think about it, all year, we're talking we're talking Flag all year. We have the Rookie of the Year debate with Cooper. So every day someone says, oh, how did that team not win it all? So I'm dealing with last year. You throw this on there. How about last night at the end of the game? They're having trouble inbounding, getting the ball across half court. Ian Eagles there doing the game. He was doing the Duke game. No, this is going to linger with me. I'm not even being sarcastic. That loss to UConn, you wouldn't know this. I grew up in Connecticut as a UConn fan. So then I switched over I ended up rooting for both for a while. I ended up going full-time Duke, and this is only within, like, the last decade have I only solely been Duke and not UConn because I couldn't do both. I got to be honest with you. That loss to UConn may live with me as long as I live.
Is Shire a choker?
No, they've got to figure out the end-of-game stuff. It's weird because he's so good in the regular season. If you look at out-of-bounds plays, after timeout plays, end of shot clock. He's up there as, like, in the metrics, the best at everything. And then, the end of these games, it's just it's crazy, but I still believe him. He's got everything else down. The roster maneuvering, the first coach to bring a GM in sports was John Shire. I think people forget that he started that trend. So I still wholeheartedly believe in him. I'm a little bit confused on why, they have 7 losses in the last 2 years, and it feels like every one of them is some dramatic horror show meltdown. Oh my God, how did that happen? They don't just lose. like, I would be okay if they just lost by 8 and it just happened but no, they have to lose in, the worst ways possible. But, they don't lose a lot, but when they do, it's heartburn city.
What do you make of the Michael Malone hiring in Chapel Hill?
I think from a basketball standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. He's got the ability to connect with the European international players, and I think he'll really use that to his advantage. He does well with older players. That's the question. We saw with the Mingo stuff there that he might not want to deal with the really young guys as much, which I guess in this day and age, if you can work the portal like Patino does, then I think you're good to go. I think from a basketball standpoint, we're talking about Shire and what he can do. Michael Malone can be really good there too. It's about, relating to young people. It's about the relationships with management, which seem to be a problem there. And how does he deal with the ever-changing rosters of college basketball? It's one thing when you know you're going to get Jokic and Murray back every year, and you can figure it out way in advance. When and this is going to be all these teams, when you have 8, 9, 10 new players every year, how are you going to deal with that, and how long does he want to deal with that? And if he does have success, does the NBA come calling again? We shall see. But I think from a pure basketball coaching standpoint, he can be a home run hire. The other stuff and the full staff that he hires will be very important.
I was talking to some Charlotte 49er people a couple weeks ago, and there's a little bit of, well, I shouldn't say a little bit, there seems to be palpable excitement about the Wes Miller hiring. And as I understand it, there's a pretty well-heeled backer as far as providing money for player acquisition there. So what is the excitement level for Wes Miller coming in and for Charlotte seemingly maybe bucking a little bit of a trend sans Memphis to a degree in the American, that they're seemingly going to put a good amount of money into basketball? I guess South Florida does too, but putting a good amount of spending into basketball and player acquisition.
Yeah, it seems like for the first time in a very long time, Wes Miller provides hope because, he has a track record since Bobby Lutz, all of the hires. And by the way, it'll take me an hour to go through all of the guys that have been there, from Alan Major to, I got a great story about Mark Price for you when he was here. People forget that. Mark Price and
I did one of their games.
Real quick.
I did a game against Davidson, between Davidson and Charlotte. We talked to Price before the game, and I thought he was cool with me. He seemed like a decent guy.
No, he was a good dude. It was about the story that I've heard from close sources about how he got the job from then AD Judy Rose, who called. Mark Price was assistant coaching I think it may have been still the Bobcats then, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't back to the Hornets.
Bobcats.
And Buzz Peterson was also involved, the former Tar Heel. And Judy Rose called the offices asking for Buzz Peterson, and they said, sure, he's right here. She then offered him the job and said, do you want to come coach Charlotte? He said, no, I'm not interested, but maybe if you call Mark Price, he might want it. So then she called Mark Price, and he was like, sure, I'll take it. And that's how they landed on Mark Price. So she just called looking for a coach, and, he said, you go call Mark down the – so she called Mark down the hallway, and he said, sure, because it was very random how Mark Price got there. We're like, how in the world did that happen? So, she called looking for Buzz. He said, no, I'm kind of busy, but Mark Price might want it. And there you go. There you have it. So that's how we ended up here. Yeah.
That's funny.
But, there's excitement here because Wes Miller has a it didn't end well in Cincinnati, but UNCG, he was really good. He's got a track record, and all the other guys never had anything close to a track record. So, and he's a Charlotte guy. He's got the Heels connection of pedigree. So I think it's the real first hope in a long time that, hey, he could get them to the tournament for the first time since 2000.
Hey, Travis, great to talk to you. Thanks for the time. We'll maybe get a chance to catch up with you here if the Hornets keep winning, and probably maybe before the draft as well. But thank you for the time. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, talk to me about. We'll do a draft call here at some point. I appreciate you guys.
Yep. There he goes, the great Travis Hancock, T-Bone from WFNZ. Love having him on. All right, stay tuned. We'll come back to wrap it up. Pilk, you've heard of a first pitch, right? Before a game, a first pitch?
Yep.
How about a first chip?
I've heard of one now.
Tell you about it when we come back.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to fork beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get
Beep, beep. Move over, Buttercup. We're back to the show.
They're back! And I love them!
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
So last night, before the ECU softball game against the Tar Heels, Nicole Nash, and we had Kevin Williams on recently, the golf coach at ECU. Nicole Nash won the individual honor at ECU Women's Golf's last tournament. And I heard Monday she was going to be involved in the first pitch. I was actually told throw out the first pitch. And I thought, well, that'd be interesting, I guess. Makes sense. Well, yesterday I was told, I guess this was Justin Bear's idea, which I think is a brilliant idea. She did a first chip. So they brought a little mat out there, and she had a golf club and a ball, and she, in front of the circle, instead of throwing out a first pitch, she chipped the golf ball into the catcher's mitt. And they've got this on social media. I've reposted it on some socials. Brilliant. Brilliant.
I thought it was really fun. That went well. They put the little mat out there. Yeah, I will say, slightly off topic, you said Tar Heels. You know how hard it was for me to not accidentally say Tar Heels last night when I was reading the in the top of the fourth inning. Yeah, I had to, a lot of times I had to say North Carolina because I didn't want to screw it up. That would be bad. But no, anyways, yeah, the Nicole thing, that was awesome. I'm glad they had the whole team out there with her, and that was good. And I just improvised on the script saying she chips it in for birdie. You're supposed to say, no, that's a great first pitch or something. I was like, right, I got to come up with something.
The pro you are. She chipped it for the birdie. There you go. Not bad. I think we need more unique first pitches.
I think so. Hey, you want a unique first pitch? I know somebody who's going to look a runner back, give you a full leg kick, and fire a strike every time. Our good friend Kurt Kraft. That's a unique first pitch.
That is a unique first pitch. That is a unique first pitch. I hope Kurt is listening or watching. We're thinking about him right now. I haven't heard from Kurt in a little while, but hopefully we'll get a chance to catch him here soon. I know they just moved into a brand new house in Ayton, which is kind of cool. But I hope Kurt and his wife Nancy are doing well. Do we need another break here before the end of the show?
Yeah, we can get another.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back, wrap up the show, set the table for tomorrow, and the rest of the week for that matter, and even into early next week in case you were not with us earlier on the program today. So stay tuned. More of the Patrick Johnson Show as we wrap things up on this Wednesday next.
Get ready to bring on the savings at Greenville Toyota with major deals on brand new Toyotas like a Camry, $229 a month, or RAV4, $279 a month. Now's your turn to save at Greenville Toyota.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
Insurance for your business is as complicated as it is important. Being overinsured or underinsured could be an expensive mistake. That's where Flatlands Insurance Group comes in. We help business owners design plans that guard against real-world risk. Our three-step process of analyzing the risk, implementing the solution, and monitoring the results help keep our customers on track year-round. If you want a proactive partner in risk management, give our team a call. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world covered.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
Bring on the savings with new Toyotas from $159 a month at Greenville Toyota. Get huge discounts like Corollas $159 a month or Tacomas $249 a month. Save today at Greenville Toyota, where our volumes.
And now, the stunning conclusion.
Why is everyone screaming?
On 94.3 The Game.
All right. Couple reminders again. Bethany Bradsher will be signing a couple of books regarding ECU baseball this weekend outside of the spring game, and so will Dickie Carrata be signing his book in the Burt family lot, and that'll all be going on. I think Bethany is 10-1 and Dickie is 11-1 prior to the Purple Gold spring game this weekend. Big thanks to Travis T-Bone Hancock for being with us here. Again, tomorrow we'll be back on the program, a live edition at 5 o'clock.
Do it live!
And Mark Maniscalco, voice of your and my Carolina Hurricanes, will be on the program. We'll talk about the playoff matchup against Ottawa for Carolina, plus the season they have had. We are waiting confirmation, but it does look like we're going to get ECU cheerleading after they won their co-ed national championship in the house on Friday. And then Blake Harrell will be our guest in studio.
Do it live!
On Monday. And then Wags, Tuesday. So that's the rundown the next several days, Bill.
Wow. We've got a whole week planned out. I don't know if we had ever done that many consecutive days. We've gotten that. Somebody.
We've had whole weeks planned out before.
Oh, we have.
It's just been a minute. It's been a minute. I might not tell you.
That's true.
Usually the weeks are planned out. We just kind of one day at a time it. But these are all important enough guests. I feel like we needed to.
Look at Wags being important enough to be 7 days out, 4 shows out.
Well, he is. He's bringing up the caboose. I'm not going to lie. I mean, let's not go crazy here.
He is.
By the way, did you see where the girl, the female reporter, the lady, I guess I should say, that was carrying on with Brable has resigned? I didn't realize she was with The Athletic. I thought she was still with ESPN, but
yeah,
apparently she's with The Athletic and has called it a day there.
Probably was. Might be admitting guilt, though. It's almost like the guy who holds and then says, I didn't touch you.
Right. That's what I was kind of thinking, too. Was this after a vehement denial? Was this a little, perhaps, you know what I'm saying, Bill?
Yeah.
Was this a little bit of a, admittance of guilt? Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get some sleep.
So you need it. You were doing good till the last about 30 seconds there.
Yeah, well, there's other things going on behind the scenes. But anyway. All right. Thanks again to Travis Hancock, T-Bone, and tomorrow, Mark Maniscalco. Have a great rest of your afternoon and evening. Thanks for being with us here. Another edition of the Patrick Johnson Show in the books.